if you support the Constitution in Connecticut, you need to follow this post in its entirety, okay? What's in my hand is called a Capias writ. It's an arrest. I'm going to explain it to you. It's written in the document. Now, last week we filed a case in Stamford Superior Court of a Capias writ against a judge. That judge took the writ, accusing him of felonies, and ruled upon his own Capias writ. He didn't recuse himself. He violated the judicial canons of corruption, and there are 5, and he broke them all. And number 5 is big. No one's ever broken number 5 before. That's that judge. Now, what I want to talk about is in my hand. First, as you know, I want to read this to you, but I want to show you an exhibit from the document reader. Okay, here it is. Here's my document reader. Here's my hand. This is an affidavit of 300,000 felonies. A NASDAQ workstation, which is a day trading machine, was stolen. Actually, 6 were stolen. They were dispersed around Connecticut. One went to Wilton, to 25 River Road. They executed thousands of felonies. Okay? One went to Norwalk. They executed thousands of felonies. Okay? I sued Norwalk, Stamford, East Haven, New Canaan, Darien. I sued Darien multiple times. Darien has a problem, folks, and it's a rich town. The chief of police is named in the writ in my hand, but what I want to do is close this window, exit the application. I showed you one of the affidavits, okay? Now what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to, hold on, go to Chrome. Chrome is not working for some reason. Neither is the WinZip driver. System settings. Well, I'm going to continue on because when you use the document reader, you kind of screw yourself up. This should show you this document right now. So I'll read it to you. No big deal. Here we go. I took this week 5 federal cases. Flynn versus NFS et al. Okay? I'm saying Fidelity is a money launderer. I'm saying Fiserv is a money launderer. I'm saying Computer Shares is a money launderer. I'm saying, okay, George Malley, NASD examiner, is a money launderer. I'm saying Al Lappins at the SEC is a money launderer. I'm saying Jack Hardy at the SEC is a money launderer. Okay? Let me go through the document. Super important. Please bear with me. Motion for Capias. That's your right as a Connecticut resident to physically arrest someone yourself because the police won't. Been calling the state police for 20 years about mortgage fraud, check fraud, accounting fraud, all types of fraud. They say it's a local police matter. Went to 9 towns. They've been saying we've been investigating for 20 years. This 500,000 felonies. Okay, listen. Civil Rights Act. All Stamford Superior Court financial crimes were stayed pending arbitration with Bernie Madoff. All Stamford court actions stayed pending arbitration by Bernie Madoff, CFO of NASDAQ, the largest criminal in U.S. financial history. Why? Because of what he did in Connecticut. Connecticut is the hedge fund capital of the world. Connecticut is the insurance capital of the world. And those elected officials are taking bribes. Bank of America's largest donor is my Congressman Himes. He's named in this Capias writ. I have the right as a Connecticut citizen, which I will explain in this document, to arrest my congressman. And I'll do it. Watch and learn. Ready? I have the right outlined in our Connecticut Constitution to arrest my congressman for what he's up to. I also have a right to arrest my senator, Chris Murphy, for treason. This is how you get them, folks. People are saying, oh, what do we have to do to impeach his ass? Well, follow me. I'll do it. I want to be your U.S. Senator. I'm going to show you how. Okay? Here we go. All NASDAQ financial crimes, okay, were stayed pending state court. So in other words, sued him in state court, you have to go to arbitration. Sued him in arbitration, no, you have to go to state court. That's what I did. I went to state court. All those cases, more than 200, were stayed. Some of them were transferred to federal court where they were dismissed to Judge Underhill and other judges. This is a writ to arrest Judge Underhill. There are 12, more than 12, Stanford Superior Court judges from Andrew Pritchard with a warrant for their arrests. He's going to the state marshals. We will read you what's happening here. In the past 2 weeks, we've discovered gigantic frauds in the mortgage and the mail fraud industries, okay, which affect housing because they are leading to foreclosure. Now, here we go. Here we go. The NASD financial crime arbitrations were stayed. Various cases transferred to the federal court, which were dismissed. I just got finished describing that. Denying due process for 500,000 financial crimes. Check fraud, wire fraud, accounting fraud, subordinated loan fraud. More than 10 commissioners of the court, more than 10 attorneys, have falsely claimed to be my attorney. They work for Judge Adams. Judge Adams is steering the cases to himself, okay? Or other judges who are clued in about the fraud. Provider, Heller, Jacobs. Heller has a connection to NASDAQ, okay? Her special master is John Carberry, Bernie Madoff's attorney. They are on the board of various corporations together, steering cases to themselves. Okay? That's why 131 judges were recently caught doing that. It's a New York Times article. You got to read it. Commissioners of the Stanford Superior Court falsely claimed to be counsel to Flynn, cash stolen checks of Flynn, and use Flynn's licenses while local, state, and federal police used informants to threaten to kill Flynn. Okay. They falsified financial statements. They claimed there were stocks in those accounts which are not there. Okay. They falsified the audits of a NASDAQ member firm. Big problem. There are IPOs in that account. There are private placements in that account. Millions of shares of biotechs in that account. In that account is 250,000 Paladin Lab shares. That was taken over at $150 per share. That's 37 million right there. So tell Ben Proto, if he's watching this, that John Flynn is wrong, okay? Because the guy needs to get up to speed very quickly or get out of the way. Thank you very much. I don't have any more patience for the guy. I realize he's trying to help us, but telling him he's helping us when he isn't is not helping us at all. Okay, here we go. I'm saying they falsified the tax records. In layman's terms, in the simplest terms, they crossed stocks trading at 100. They put the sell through on my account at 0. They bought it at 0. They then sent statements saying they bought them at 100 when they bought it at 0. When they sold it out of my account at 0, they generated a tax liability at 100. Do you understand? I owe taxes on stock trades that were falsified. I owe hundreds of millions. I owe so much money in taxes that it's ridiculous. And as a NASDAQ member firm owner, I was required to file the tax returns, which I did not because I couldn't get the records because I could not get subpoenas from these judges. Listen to what I am saying. This is more tax fraud than Al Capone did. Okay? Now, I am the victim of it. These judges are the enablers, and the beneficiaries are who? The banks, who pay the bribes in Connecticut to our congressman. Let me read on. Sui juris plaintiff, me, pro se litigator. The people that are hated the most in the state are individuals that don't have a law license that practice law. I practice law. I don't have a law license. I don't need one, nor would I want to cow down and play Russian roulette with judges. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing and I keep turning it off. That was an important guy. Judge Adams is a partner at Kelly Dry and Warren. 10 of the attorneys claiming to be my attorney who stole from me, okay, work for him. He's a partner. He's getting the kickbacks of the stolen checks they're cashing. So, here we go. Plaintiff Flynn executes a citizen's arrest, CGS 54-170, in compliance with CGS 53A22 of the persons charged named below for criminal activity regarding the willful violations of CGS 53A119, larceny, CGS A121, value of property. These are equities, folks. These are perpetual instruments. You buy a stock, you own it forever. You get the dividend. Hello. That's property. I own it. I bought it, not them. I never sold it. They used my securities licenses to steal from me. Now, think about that. A doctor who wasn't licensed took your kidney. Do you have a claim against the state who didn't license that doctor? Yes, you do. Do you have a license to execute stock trades? Yes, I'm a 55. I'm a 24. I'm a 7. I'm a 63. I'm all types of things, okay? I'm an options principal. I'm an insurance principal. I am a variable products principal. I've got every securities license that the Norwalk police are using. Performing surgeries, taking people's lungs out, livers out, kidneys out. They are murdering people who have brokerage accounts at my firm. They have stolen Google at $65 a share. They have stolen AOL from all my nieces and nephews. AOL. Bought it the day it came out. Bought Google the day it came out. Where are the shares? I don't know. They've skyrocketed, okay? I bought an IPO and private placements in NASDAQ's IPO. The NASDAQ trading company, okay? Members own NASDAQ. Members had rights to buy IPOs in NASDAQ. I bought it at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's 220 now. It's 220 now. Where are the shares? Oh, in the custody account of Bank America, who's bribing Jim Himes annually, his largest donor. So don't tell me we're not on track here, okay? Ben Proto. Thanks. I have no problem with you, really. But you need to get up to speed about how to fix Connecticut. And I'm the guy to do it. Okay? Here we are. I'm at 14 minutes. I got to expedite. Ejectment, residential mortgage fraud, Connecticut Corrupt Organization and Racketeering Act, CORA, and 18 U.S. 4 misprision of felony. These are the complaints. Okay? These are what I'm accusing them of. A denial of property right and a due process right. Right. Limbo. No arbitration, no Stanford Superior Court dates in 20 years, and no federal court dates in 20 years. So what I'm saying is they denied my due process right to a speedy trial. That is a fact, Jack. Okay, now let's move on quickly. 153A, 129, identity theft in the first degree. Yeah. 53A, 232, computer crimes. Yeah, $500,000. Flynn has received 189 death threats, and that's not the American way. 53A, 262, computer extortion. Yes. Flynn exhausted all arbitration, state court proceedings, and federal court remedies. Then he filed to run for U.S. Senate. He had a hit placed on him by the Connecticut Police Union. Yes. The prosecutor's office put a hit on me. Yes. And counsel to the city of Stamford received a threat, delivered a threat on 12/4/2000 that by 12/10/2000, if I didn't hand over my brokerage firm's assets, that I would be falsely arrested. Good job. Good job, Dispagna. The other people who did a really good job are Detective Cummings, pedophile, Detective Maloney, Detective Lowe, Detective Schonbager, Detective Dispagna, Detective DePinto, Detective DeRosa. DeRosa should be in jail forever, okay? When I say forever, I mean forever. Who sends a guy with 77 arrests to kill a guy with an axe? Yeah, it happened. 55 unprosecuted arrests on an informant hired to kill a cop named Dealey, who was honest, and hired a cop to kill Lamb, who was honest. It's all in State versus Riddle. You can read the testimony. Richard Filippelli was hired by a cop to kill a cop. Hired by a dirty cop to kill a clean cop. Now, when confronted by me, he said, "Don't call 911. I'm working for the police. They're not coming." They never showed. Okay? Got the 911 calls 10 years later. Got the 911 calls when a cop retired, an honest cop named Green, understood the problem and gave me the disc. Now, the subpoenas for those 911 calls were denied by Provader, denied by Heller, denied by Jacobs, denied by multiple judges, okay? If you can't get 911 calls for your own murder, there's a problem. Look at the Doulos case. That's Judge Heller's case. There's problems with the Doulos case that you don't know about. Do you know that I know the babysitters? Do you know that I know the nanny? Do you know they were never questioned? Why? Look into the Doulos case. That's a Richard Colangelo disaster. Okay? The Barrier case is worse. The Barrier case and this chipped tooth is going to get us to the U.S. Senate. Let's go there. Let's go there. Okay? Here's an affidavit of my statements. I'm naming Judge Kavanowski, Kremrich, Gennario, and Chief Court Administrator Patrick Carroll. I'm naming Federal Judge Underhill. Yeah, of course I am. Appellate Court Judge Robert Katzman. And, by the way, he's in New York because I was called up by the District Attorney of New York, Morgenthau, brought down to his office, and he showed me 500 documents stolen from my walk-in safe and identified my NASD examiner as the felon. Did you hear what I just said? They broke into an office and looted a walk-in safe. Guess what they found? Files and files on biotechnology companies. Well, we can go down that road. We're going to go down that road later, but right now it's not immaterial. Who are we naming? Eileen Condren, the court clerk of Connecticut, who destroyed 200 cases I filed. Who else? Ryan Flanagan, for obvious reasons. Bank America. Let's not go after the bank. Let's go after the bank's attorney and the bank's judge. Oh yeah, pocketed judge. Court committees. Let's go after Mike Bowler. I filed 32 complaints against attorneys in Connecticut, of which he's never had a hearing. Okay. Co-conspirators. Are you ready? This is important. Let me put this online on the screen. George Malley, NASD examiner. Brian McCormick, NASD examiner. Terry Riker, attorney for the SEC. Jack Hardy, SEC investigator. Al Lappins, SEC investigator. Named in a Capias writ that allows me to arrest them. Okay, which I'm going to do. If I find them, they're going to be arrested. Now, Brian McCormick moved on because of the controversy. But I don't have his affidavit. Brian, you send me an affidavit, I'll drop you from the case. But you got to be truthful. Al Lappins, you send me an affidavit, I'll drop you from the case. But it better be accurate, and we know what you did. So, here we go. State Banking Czar. We are naming George Perez, Commissioner of the State Banking of Connecticut. Oh, yeah. Chief State's Attorney, Richard Colangelo. Again. I've sued him 6 times. This is number 8, actually. Now, I'm also arresting Makosi, okay? Gary Makosi and Paul Forensic. Why? They're aware. They're looking the other way. I don't know if they took a bribe, but I know Colangelo did. Personals charged, okay? Detectives, the Secretary of State. What the Secretary of State is doing is they're taking CRD, which is the licensing of brokers in the state of Connecticut, and she is allowing third parties to file regulatory filings who have no connection to your business. In other words, I own Greenwich Global LP, broker-dealer 37304. She took 30 filings from third parties who I don't know and put them on my state securities license. So therefore, I can't use the firm. She denied me the right to my liberty to be a stock trader, be a hedge fund manager, be an investment banker. I am an investment banker for biotech. I can tell you right now what Connecticut needs. It needs a U.S. Senator that's a biotechnology research analyst. Hello, I know about Regeneron, for example. I put a buy on Regeneron in 2000 at $20 while it was bleeding cash. It's at $5.60, or it was when I tried to sell it. I took it off my screen because it's too painful to watch that I have $5 million tied up in Regeneron that the Norwalk Police Deputy Chief Zecca has possession of. My stocks. She has no business running a NASDAQ member firm, controlling its assets. It's a felony. She's an unlicensed, controlling NASDAQ member firm extortionist. That's what she is. Boom, 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 boom. Not going to read it all. It's lengthy. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Here we go. Let's read. I'm not going to read all this, but there are parts that you need to hear. I'm at 23 minutes, so I want to hurry. Supra, number 1. 59-119 of the restatement. Supra provides relevant Part A private person. Ready? Private person is privileged to arrest without a warrant for criminal offense for the fact that we have 300,000 felonies we witnessed. If that other has committed the felony which he is arrested. Now, that's true. An act or omission constituting a felony has been committed, and the actor reasonably suspects that these officers have committed such an oppression or omission. Now, what's important is this last part. I'm going to read it word for word. Under color of law, the persons charged willfully stole plaintiff's broker-dealer, member firm 37304, Greenwich Global LP, and all its contents, all its licenses, all its securities, and banking accounts in violation of CGS 53-119. Value of property, CGS 47-30 by physical force. Set off warrants, IPOs, certificates, deposits, and used confidential registered informants to try to execute the plaintiff. Now, those informants are not licensed through the Janet Reno guidelines for FBI involvement. Look at the case against Trump. 50 FBI agents broke the law, leaked to news agencies various documents, falsified information on warrants for false arrest, falsified information in the dossier on a sitting president. Now, Jim Himes has done it to me, and Jim Himes is on the Intelligence Committee of Congress, and he did it to Trump. He did it to Trump, and he's doing it to me. This guy needs to go to jail for a very long time. Okay? Securities fraud, check fraud, wire fraud, various unlicensed, non-professional, using a trading technique, charging fees, and gave control to local police who aided and abetted a criminal enterprise. Okay. Actions in violation of Connecticut Corrupt Organizations and Racketeering Act, CORA, CGS 53-393, and willfully ignored Judicial Code of Conduct 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is big. 5 is political corruption. I'm saying that my congressman, while I'm running for U.S. Senate, targeted me. Oh yeah, it's big. Now, the subordinated loan fraud is very troubling. Telephone fraud, yes. Police falsification of warrants, fabrication on police reports, and destruction of evidence in order to mislead the court, including perjury 153-156. Notice to all parties. Okay, notice to all parties. Now, what you don't understand is in this volume of documents, which I should probably read, but maybe I should just explain it. In 2000, okay, Connecticut updated its constitution and took out Article 25. Are you aware of that? They took the right of sheriffs away. Why? Because the judges didn't want to get arrested by sheriffs. What they failed to understand is when they took the right of a sheriff in Connecticut, when they took his right to arrest away, they gave it back to the people. They gave it back to the citizens of Connecticut to arrest anyone who's a judge that commits a felony. People, everyone's talking about how do we get rid of Lamont. In 2000, Connecticut changed its law. I can read you. I'll do a separate post just about that because it's complicated. Why don't I do that one next? So if you like this one, why don't you follow the next one? And I'll explain to you why Connecticut residents, for example, taking the elderly and nursing homes and taking COVID positive hospital patients and sticking them in with the high risk nursing home patients. There's an article about that this week. They're going to do it again in Connecticut. Anyone who died from that action, which is a high percentage of the COVID deaths in Connecticut, has a claim against Lamont for reckless endangerment, targeting the elderly, ADA violations out the wazoo. The high risk have to be protected. The high risk can't have COVID testing positive patients from Middlesex Hospital sent to the Middlesex elder care. It's illegal. And they're asking to do it again. Haven't they learned their lesson? Okay, I'm at 30 minutes. I'm going to cut it right here. The next one will be how you have the right to arrest in Connecticut, because in 2000, they made it the law. It's the law. And I'm going to use the law. And if I get arrested for using the law, then I'm going to ask for the triple damages. By the way, the damages in this case that I filed today, or the other day, the damages are $50 million, and I'm asking $150 million. And if I get the $150 million, I will donate $100 million of the money. And it won't be no Diallo scam. Okay? Yes, I will help fix the court with my $100 million. I guarantee you that, and my word is gold. Have a great day. Flynn 2022, I'm getting a lot more volunteers. Thank you. I need help with the delegates now. Okay? Doug Hebstead is my delegate. He's a swell gentleman. And he thinks very highly of Ben Proto. Go figure. Ben's been telling him he's doing a great job. Ben better start. Have a great day. Flynn 2022. My website is Flynn22 USSenate.com. Please go there. Send me $5 a month. Do it recurring. Follow the campaign. And more importantly, talk to all your friends. Set up events. I'll go anywhere, anytime. Invite 10 people to your house. I'll bring the wine. Let's serve them all dinner, and let's get them into the Flynn campaign. That's what we need to do. We have 4 events. We have 6 events now in January. But we're doing a gigantic event in March, which you're invited to. Please share. Thank you very much. Again.